honestly don't know what was worse, Barney Rubble, Fred Flintstone in them, or the wig. I don't know what was worse, y'all, but alas, we are back with 90 Day Fiancé before the 90 days. You guys, welcome back to the channel. Listen, you know what it is. We're back to talk episode 9 of 90 Day Fiancé before the 90 days, season 8. And just when you don't think they can get any worse, they find a way. But some truths are unearthed in this episode. We get down to some nitty gritty facts. And hopefully 2 of these ladies have had enough and we see them storm out in episode 10 next week. But that's my wishful thinking. We're going to go couple by couple as we always do. You know the routine by now. We're going to start out with the broke down Kardashian and Zayed. And girl, it's still 0%. I don't want to be with you. Now, here's my thing with Emma. She lives in such a land of delusion that it makes me almost a little bit afraid that not all the pistons are firing. Do you know what I mean? You're getting what I'm saying? Because you just showed your whole entire behind to the friend group, right? Embarrassed him, talked about him, tried to expose it. And now you're really concerned about his statement of 0%. How would it be 0% for me too? No. If this is how you act in front of the people, child, there's nothing I can do with you. And so they do their weird little goodnight. She says that she spent a lot of money. I'm mad. I spent thousands to get here. And I deserve answers. Girl, didn't nobody tell you to carry your happy behind to Marrakesh in the first place, chasing after this man. And why are you spending the thousands to get there? He didn't have no coin to put on your trip there. He couldn't have bought a plane ticket. Now he's saying, so now finally they do all of the things, whatever. We get to the next day or a little bit later. Let me start this over. Now let's talk Emma and Zayed, the broke down Kardashian and Zayed. And basically it's after the whole meeting with the friends. And Emma is basically, so is 0% chance that you want to marry me? He's like, it's 0% chance that we'll get married right now. And my thing is, Emma, you went in front of them people and showed your whole behind. You tried to air them out in front of the friends, have this whole thing. Did you think that was going to end well for you? Did you think this man was going to still want to be with you after you did all of that in front of his friend group? I don't understand. And so basically she wants to question him and she deserves answers because she spent thousands to get to Marrakesh. And my thing is, nobody told you to carry your happy ass to Marrakesh in the first place. And why did he not put anything on anything? He's a nurse. He's gainfully employed professional. He didn't have a coin or at least to book the ticket for you. So she's mad. She's like, you've been brutally rebuffed in front of your friends. I'm embarrassed and I need answers. And so they say their good nights. She don't say good night. She's just going to bed. He wakes up in the morning. She's made her tea. And they have a conversation again, focusing on this 0% thing. And he says, listen, maybe I've been too hard. Maybe I've been too harsh. I do see a chance. And immediately I smell cap. Ziad, I don't know what you want at this point, but I don't think you like this lady for real. I don't. I think you're tired. But anyway, he's putting on so much so that he decides he's going to make her a special dinner. And the dinner looked really good. He says they need a refresher, a start over, how are you, my name is type of moment, right? And so it makes a beautiful meal. And after they're eating and conversing, basically says that, listen, now you're at 7%. All right. So still not quite a tithe, right? We're not at 10% yet, but you're up to 7% chance. And she's like, and again, with the broke down Kardashian, I'm really trying to, something's not clicking, Steven. Something's not clicking for me up there. And I don't know if it's delusion. There's something very vacant behind her eyes. I'm really trying to wrap my head around it, but I don't understand her at all. It's her birthday. And so he says he's going to take her to the desert. Apparently later on, he rocks her world. He did with a peen that fits. She said it could fit it in the palm of your hand and that she can make his peen work because that was the first thing she had to tell. At first it was like, he brought me in and we made out a little bit and he was really flirty. And then we made out and then the next thing I know, he slang that dingling in my direction. And no, it wasn't huge. I was worried about that, but it was fine. It fits in the palm of your hand. It's a Palm Pilot, palm held. Again, why would you get on these people's TV show and talk about that man's peen? And it didn't seem like it was all that satisfying. She did have a little smile on her face. This couple, y'all, I really could care less about. I'm trying with them. I'm trying. Now let's go to the second dullest couple on the show, Javon and Anna Lynn. Annalyn looks miserable. There's no world in no way that you can make me believe that Annalyn genuinely likes Javon. I think she's disgusted by him. I think she's annoyed by him. I think it's the height of annoyance. And so we get into this whole situation, and she's like, every time we talk about anything, you bring it up how you're paying my $150 US dollar rent every month. And I don't like it because don't pay anything else for me. I can do it myself. And he says, well, it's important. I'm the provider around here. All right. In these streets, I pay the bills. I run the funds. And she says he's not romantic. He's not doing all of the things, and he's constantly reminding her of all that he does for her, and she's aggravated about it. And here's my thing. Up to this point, if he want to brag on he's paying your rent and your household expenses, let that man brag. You haven't had to do anything for it. In how many years? 7 years? How long have been together? 6, 7 years? And to me, it feels like a free ride to me, Anna girl. I can't. Say thank you. And let's move on. This is the man that you're with. He's in the red pill space. He's trying to find his divine masculine somewhere. He's over there in the podcast bro passport bro streets. Why is this a surprise? I believe Annalyn knew exactly what she was getting when she signed up for it. She's told us as much. It's really worrying me. He's always hyper concerned about his masculinity and providing and feeling like he can cheat and all of these things. Yet here we are, Annalyn, living off the land, if you will. So how mad can you really be about it if you're continuing to take from this cup? My whole feeling about this couple is that they're both using each other for something or other. He's using her to feel like he's a man, right? Like that I'm capable of being a provider, something I couldn't do in the US with the US women, but I can do this over here for her, and she's going to respect me, and she's going to value me, and she's going to view me as this man. And Annalyn is being kept. And like she said, he's a tall black man, so what more could you ask for? In my opinion, neither is innocent. Vaughn eventually asks her, do you regret marrying me? And after a 10-second pause. No, I don't regret it. Of course not. But there's this thing you need to work on. He says he's going to work on it, not throwing it up in her face every chance he gets. They're weird and deserve each other, in my opinion. That's just Laura and Birkin. She says it's going okay, but she wants to know more about this debt. And immediately, I don't want to know anything about your debt. You hairy-backed man. I don't want to know anything about your debt. I want to get back on this plane. Well, first, I want to get my medical tourism done. I want to get this skin removal and whatever other nips and tucks that I want to get while I'm here in Turkey, and it's half price off. But then I want to go home because I have no interest in acquiring your debt. That's not something that turns me on. That's not something that rocks my world, that moves me, that makes anything moist. That's a turnoff. But immediately she wants to get the bottom of it. Mind you, all last episode, we're sitting with his friends, and they're speaking in their language in front of her, talking about his gambling, his degenerate gambling, and his other pastimes, which again, he's not being fully truthful. There's more to this story yet that still hasn't come out, in my opinion. They get up out of the bed, and when I tell you he is covered with hair from the rooter to the tutor, it's something I've never seen before. And now she's saying that she feels as though he's manipulative, right? Every time she's mad or whatever, he wants to sling some ding-a-ling. And again, that's a learned behavior. Again, I believe he's getting paid for slinging ding-a-ling. So what's the problem? You like it. It's your Wattpad romance, sister. You've been liking this, right? So now it says, let's go on a getaway. Let's go and have this getaway together. We're going to have an amazing time. And he's going to take her to a place called Chesme, I believe. And so he says we're going to Chesme again, which feels like the ruins or whatever. And we're going to go there and have this whole romantic experience and all the things. But again, the whole while, Laura is very much like, you owe all this money and I still don't have any answers. How did you get into this debt? So now we get into his whole story, right? His origin story, which was before the vid, he had a bunch of shisha businesses, right? A bunch of shisha houses or clubs or whatever they are, bars. And he said he opened up the first one, he opened up a second, he opened a third, he got a loan from the bank. Everything was going amazing. They were bumping. Everybody was going to his places. He had a house, cars, he had all of the whole nine, right? And then when the COVID hit, he lost the business. He lost all the businesses, sold everything, went bankrupt. And then ever since, he's been doing something else to make money because he's been a brokey since that time, right? And he wants us to believe that after that, he just started gambling daily. And that's how he currently keeps and maintains whatever halfway lifestyle he has. Because again, he lives piddle to post. He has no regular domicile to call his own. And he just sits up in the shisha houses and smokes and drinks his tea, right? And so she basically is like, so now what is your plan? What do you feel like you're doing? Do you feel like this is an addiction? And he's like, no, he's like, I care. So no, it's not an addiction. And I do this to survive, to make a living. It's all I can do. I would be working 24 hours a day and only make $40. And he's like, that was not cutting it. Gambling is the thing. And my thing is, if you have all these debts and you owe all these people, how can you be gambling? You get new money and just throw the new money after gambling. And if you lose it, just try to get some more. And she says, well, what about, was it for Valentine's Day or his birthday? I guess she had sent some money to him. And he's basically like, yeah, and I took that and I gambled with it. Yeah. She's like, well, why would you do that? Like, I sent you the money for you. Yeah, I used it for me. So she's like, who's to say when you come to the States how you're going to act? Are you going to take my money, our shared money, and gamble it away? And he's like, no. Say you give me 5,000, huh? I give you back 4 and I take 1,000 and I gamble 1,000. He's never going to stop gambling. And Laura's at this moment like, I wonder if I should just go home. Ho, you go home. You should run for the hills. Again, he says his debt, he said it in the first couple episodes, whenever he revealed the debt, that debt is this debt. When I come to America, this debt don't exist no more. I'm never going to pay it. Again, he's a degenerate gambler, Laura. What do you expect? Again, she's also said she feels upset because he wants to control her relationship with Michael, and that's not going to go for her, but you're still conversing. And I'm just, again, struggling to figure out what we're going to do at this point. Again, I'm really hoping, praying that she runs back to America after she's had her procedures done and leaves this joker alone. This hairy-backed man is not the person that you want in your corner. He is going to take you down to the gutter, in the words of Sparkle Mama. Let's not do this anymore. Now, let's ease on down to Wig, honey. Bye, Wig. Her hair, it don't move. When she began the metamorphosis process of taking off this wig, y'all, I about fell out. She says there's scabs and scars and open wounds in my head. And she's like, I haven't had it off in all the weeks I've been here. I was like, baby, it's not even a lace front. You don't have to glue it down. I don't see the problem in wearing the wig by day and putting it on at night, since that's his stipulation, right? But she says she's got open wounds and it's funky. She's not washing it either. She's not washing her scalp. She's not washing the wig. She's not washing the wig cap. So that's a whole thing on its own, right? And so she's going through this process of really ripping the layers off, like she's being born again, if you will, like a butterfly bursting forth from the cocoon, except I don't know if it's a better transformation. So she's getting her hair together. She's got her mousse. He says, bring the laundry down to the lobby so they can take care of that while we're out and about, because we're about to go, about on the town. And so we get together. She goes down into the lobby and basically he says, where's your hair? You look old. You look older. You look elderly. You look bad. You can never go around my friends because they're going to talk about you. They're going to talk about you bad. There's no getting around it, sis. It never happened again in public. The way he looked so disgusted when he saw her, y'all. And she's like, I'm beginning to think he doesn't like me or thinks I'm ugly or old. Baby, it's all that. He don't like you. He don't want you. He wants that money. He wants that green card. And so basically she says, I can't wear this 24/7. It's doing a number. He says, well, we go out just when we meet the family and friends. What? So now, outside of the wig and you discussed, she also says she's feeling uncomfortable because of the interaction with the uncle and how she had to lie and talk about she'd been with one woman, which said, I've been with women for 21 years. And I want to know, how many women have you been with for 21 years? How many women has it been over 21 years? We know you've been married 6 times, right? So how many women have there been in your 21 years? We also find out that she's had a conversation with Faith. And Faith is like, Mom, what are you doing? What did you do now? And she's like, you had a parade for me. And he proposed the instant I got here. And I had to say yes, Faith. It's like, you are lying like a rug to this man. He has not told you the truth. What about his girl? What about his secrets that he had, what he was doing with other women? But outside of that, what are you thinking about? You're still not divorced. You've lied about everything. You've built this relationship on a foundation of lies. So what are you going to do? You basically like, spaz if they knew how many women I was really with. Faith is on the edge. Faith wants to cry. Faith is disappointed in who her mother is. And again, sometimes we just have to accept people for who they are and what they're always going to be. And unfortunately, your mama is giving, she's a foolish woman in her elder years. And she goes on to say, Lisa, after this phone call, makes me feel like I'm the most beautiful woman in the world and the most special. He makes me feel that way until he saw you. And I look on his face, y'all. I'm gonna put some clips here. The look on his face was utter and complete shock, dismay, and disgust. And so now she's got her wig back on because we're gonna go meet the friends. And we meet this group of scammers, and they're scammers if I've ever seen. Y'all not beating the allegations with this one. Because they say you're not his typical type, but she's making a life for him. He looks better than I've ever seen him, and I'm going to champion my friend in this situation. Basically, she's like, so, is he a good man? Is he all of these? Yes, he's a great man, and you're changing his life. You're his savior. You're the superhero. Look at him. He's never looked like this. She says, well, damn it, I'm working 15 hours a day, 7 days a week. And I said, and still broke, Lisa? You got to get your priorities together, sister. Before I be looking for a man or another relationship, I'd be worrying about how to secure a bag. Poor thing. So these friends that would judge her came looking like who did it and what for. And they're sitting there basically encouraging her to stay. No, you have to stay. You're a good woman. You're everything that he needs. It's going to be amazing. And so then Lisa finally tells us the truth about what has gone on. And that's the fact that he been had hoes. He keeps a bevy of hoes on deck from America because apparently, and maybe in true 90-day fashion, they target these middle-aged white women, these African men do. And I guess because they go for it and they pay to play. I don't know. It's very, very sad. And so again, like the friend said, not his typical type, but girl, you do everything he needs to do. And he is basically at this point is saying, yeah, I talk to women. But not like that. Just friendly. It's Facebook, social media, friends. It's different. It's not real life. No, nobody's like you, baby. And now she's kind of wheels are turning. And again, I'm hoping this is Lisa's cue to run back to America. Run back to your daughter, fix your life, fix your income, fix your hair, and forget about this man. He means you no good, sister. He means you literally no good, in my opinion. Now, let's get on over here to the final couple, Trish and Rick. I despise his Fred Flintstone ass. I said it once, I say it again. But when he put on his little fake Tarzan wannabe outfit, he looked like a Flintstone. He looked like he runs in the car barefoot. Even Trisha was like, what are you got me doing? What do you have me dressed as? This is not sexy. Yet he tried to take off his Speedo in this treehouse. First of all, I'm never letting you take me to a treehouse in the secluded anywhere. Although the views were beautiful, I would never have gone with this elder Flintstone. Never in a million years. He's vile and disgusting, living out all of his freak fantasies with this young girl. He says he just recently got into role play. I don't think so. I don't think so. He's been doing stuff for a long time. He's been doing all the freaks for a long time. And so, trying not to think about the upcoming meeting with the parents. So again, his plan is I'm going to take her up to the secluded treehouse. We're going to dress up as the Flintstones. And now I'm going to reveal to you the secret, which we all have known for the whole entire season. And that's the fact that during that 5-day hell situation, he was telling and asking in Colombia with his ex. He says, those 5 days. She's like, why are you bringing the 5 days? I explained everything. He says, not you, me. I have something I want to tell you. What? Just tell me. Just tell you. Mind you, after she done let him rearrange her guts a little bit. We're over here. And he basically tells, like, that 5 days I went to Colombia, I hooked up with my ex and we were smexing and smexing. She's crying. She's emotional. Shut up. I don't want to hear it. But baby, it's not the same, and proceeds to try to gaslight her like, well, we really weren't together those 5 days. Yeah, you were. And then after you didn't immediately tell her you're wrong. And then you let her give herself to you, knowing full well what you had done, but you wanted to reap the benefits first. You are the worst of the worst. Despicable Barney Rubble, despicable Fred Flintstone. I hope she leaves. I don't know if she's convinced yet because all of these women tend to teeter on the edge, but if she's got any good sense, she will leave and not bring that man to meet her family unless her daddy will beat him up. That's the only time I can see that being a good idea. But y'all, that was the episode. Those were the things. Those were the people. And I don't know how to feel about it. Drop it in the comments. Let me know. Was this everything you needed it to be? Again, utterly and completely disgusted and sad. Like, share, hype the video up if you can. That'd be great. Subscribe. Trying to get to 10K. Love you much, and I'll see y'all later.